Good morning class, I'm an economics teacher and today I have come with a new topic, that is classification of industries. We were dealing with the secondary sector and we saw the contribution of industry to agriculture, agriculture to industry. Today we'll begin with a new fresh topic, that is classification of industries. How are the industries classified? Now the classification is basically based on two patterns. The one is on the basis of size, the other is on the basis of raw materials. How it is categorized? On two bases. One is on size, the other is on the basis of raw materials. It's on the page number 990. Topic is 5.1. Topic number is 5.1, and today we'll begin with the classification of industries on the basis of size. How is the industry classified? See, there are different kinds of industries in our country. Some small industries are there, some big industries are there, and some medium industries are there. See, manufacturing of goods may take place in small and cottage industries involving a few craftsmen, or it may take place in big factories with hundreds of machines and lots of labor. It all depends upon the need, or it all depends upon the demand of the goods. If the goods are demanded in a big lot, there will be a big production that will require a big industry. Vice versa, if the small amount of demand is created, that means a small amount of production is required. So industry totally depends upon the type of goods they are producing and the demand they are creating in the market. If the demand is high, big industries will be chosen. If the demand is less, small industries will be run. Basically, the cottage industries. Cottage industries are basically those industries which are run by the family members or the small group of people who live in a particular society or a particular group of society. It may be capital intensive or labor intensive or highly mechanized, requiring a skilled labor. The production may be of either capital intensive or labor intensive. Now capital intensive means there are two terms, capital intensive and labor intensive, that you need to understand what does it mean. Capital intensive and labor intensive. There are two types of how labors are categorized. Capital intensive and labor intensive. Capital intensive means wherein more of the capitals are infused, wherein more of the capitals are put for the production purpose. Means basically where the work is taken by the modern machines or all the well designed equipments. Less of human effort is required, more of machine work is required. That is called capital intensive. Capital. Okay. Capital intensive means wherein you put the capital, wherein you invest the capital and you purchase the machinery for the sake of production. This is basically followed in the developed countries. All the developed nations follow the capital intensive. They have less of the population and they are rich by capital, they have more of money, that is why they purchase the machinery and start the production. But in our case, in as far as Indian economy is concerned, our economy is a mixed economy. It is a blend of both capitalist and socialist economy. So we follow the labor intensive techniques. Labor intensive techniques of production means wherein more of the laborers are engaged for the production purpose. The one basic priority is to engage more number of people in the employment in the production sector, to create more of employment opportunities, so that the population gets engaged. So we follow the labor intensive policy or labor intensive method wherein more of the laborers are engaged for the production purposes. It may involve various sources of raw material. Even the human talent may be utilized along with the modern technology to give large profits. Example, cinema industry. Cinema industry uses both the techniques, that is capital and labor intensive. How? Capital intensive, they use all the modern equipments, modern machineries to take the best of the picturization or best of the backgrounds or best of the clarity of the audios or videos, and the human talent, that is the labor intensive one, that the actor, one who performs over there, is basically an individually skilled person. That is why he is able to deliver, and the camera and the machine is able to record or the camera is able to capture his movements or his expression in the best possible way. So that is, cinema industry is basically a mixture of both capital intensive and labor intensive, wherein the real uses of both are takes place. Now, classification of industries is thus a complex matter. It often overlaps, and categorization may vary from country to country. The general widely accepted classification may be obtained as follows. See, it all depends upon the country how they are classifying. The way we classify our industry, that is on the basis of size and on the basis of raw materials, the developed nation may not follow the same concept, because there the need is different, the demand is different, the population is different, the income earning is different. So the pattern of division varies from country to country. In our country, it is on the basis of size and on the basis of raw material. So the first is 5.1, topic number 5.1, on the basis of size. Classification of industries according to size is based on amount of capital investment, labor force employed, quantity of output, and level of mechanization. Industries can be classified as follows. See, there are some elements that you need to keep in mind wherever you move for the division basis, wherever you move for the categorization basis. If anything as such you categorize, like for example, if you want to categorize the number of students who understand economics, there may be the percentage would be different. Some may be understanding 100%, some may be understanding 90%, some may be understanding 50%. So that is, you have to bifurcate on the basis of percentage. What is their acceptance level, or what is they are able to follow. So everywhere the classification, same you might want to see the in other subjects even, like if you want to see in English language, Hindi or other subjects, history, the categorization may differ, means the percentage may differ, because from subject to subject our expertise differs and our understanding level differs. You may not be very much comfortable in economics, but you may be comfortable in history. So that is the basis of categorization. Same way, wherever we divide or decide what resources are to be put in, what size of industry to be followed in, that depends upon the population of the country and income earning of the country. So the division is again a big complex issue, and that depends totally upon the country to country, how they divide. The first one is cottage industries. These are the family enterprises. The main characteristics are as follows. I told you cottage industries are basically those industries which are family run business. Like my father, if he was a carpenter, once he passes away, that carpentry work will be shifted in my name, or I'll have to follow the same chain of pattern. What he has to do, I'll be doing the same thing, and the generation after me will be following the same pattern. That is, family to family transfer goes on. So cottage industries is basically an industry which is run, owned and managed by the family members or the group of family persons. Now, what are the characteristics of cottage industries? The first is local raw materials. See, all the raw material that a family chooses is basically the local raw material that is easily available, and it is available nearby only. One does not need to make a big effort to get the raw materials. The second is labor consists solely of family members. All the labor who are engaged in the work is basically a family members only. For example, I'll give you one example, that is a Lijjat Papad. It's a brand from Gujarat only, Lijjat Papad. It was started by some Gujarati family only when they started from their home. Slowly and steadily they grew and they started making a big chain. The chain in a particular society only. Later on, when they again grew, they started covering the whole of Gujarat, and once they grew in the Gujarat, they moved on to switched on to other parts of the other states of the country, and then the chain expanded. So this was basically a cottage industry which grew to a bigger industries. It was started by some family members only. Next is hereditary skills. Hereditary skills of family passed along with generations are involved. Means all the hereditary skills are passed from one family to the other, one member to the other. Grandfather passes to father, father passes to son, son passes to his son. Means this goes on passing, and the business keeps on flourishing. Capital is basically a small amount of capital is required. Basically, when a family members start a business, they look for the small investment, and slowly and steadily they start growing. Use of mechanical power is limited, means all the capital intensive methods are limited. More of labor intensive methods are used. Handwork and simple tools and equipments are used for making the products. All the product that is prepared by the cotton industry is basically a handmade one. All the handmade products are made. The products are produced for local market, for supply to other industries, or are handcrafted with aesthetic value. The greatest market nowadays for Indian handicrafts are foreign countries. Handicraft is an example. Handicrafts are basically prepared by some members of the family only or some group of persons only, and the market that India gets today is the foreign countries. All the supplies that the Indian market prepares is supplied to the foreign countries. That actually fetches a good amount of foreign money to our country, which is a very important source for earning. Ancient art and skills combined with the talent of individual artisans are displayed in the work. This helps in preserving traditional art and culture of the country. Means all the traditional arts and culture of the countries are secured. Means cottage industries when you deal with, or a small scale industry when you deal with, these are basically small industries which require the help of the family members only or a small group of people only. They come together on a single platform and they prepare the materials for the supplying of it to a nearby area only. They do not go to a big market or to a big chain of market, because their transportation cost may increase and the overall the product cost will increase, which will not be supported, which will not be accepted by the generation. Thank you class, I'll put a stop over here. Tomorrow we'll see the small scale industries, what is the characteristics of small scale industries. Please go through this video and let me know your doubts. I've been eagerly waiting for your doubts. You keep raising your doubts, I'll be most happy, very happy to help you out. And this is a new subject, I need your cooperation at every moment now. Okay, we have been, the date sheets have been announced and the syllabus will be coming to you very soon. So work hard accordingly, and I'm ready to cooperate from my side. Whatever way I can help you, I'll help you out. Thank you class.